Hey guys, Sean Green. Happy New Year. Soccer Coach TV, New Year's show. I have been waiting for this for weeks now. It's exciting. Hey, how good was that intro? And how good looking are Brandon and Rachel? Look, a great couple on there. But listen, guys, thanks for tuning in to Soccer Coach TV fan show on New Year's Eve. And we're going to talk a little bit in a moment about why we're having this show and who our guests are. Each one of them got a great story, and they epitomize everything, all the reasons why I do Soccer Coach TV. Before I get going, I'd like to make a big announcement to my brother. Happy birthday, brother. It's my oldest brother out there in Newcastle, England, Kenneth Green. Kenny, I love you, son. I hope to see you again soon, but enjoy New Year's Eve. Enjoy your birthday. I have a co-host for Soccer Coach TV. He is a very, very dear friend, a former soccer player for me, played for me as a Division I soccer player. He also was my assistant coach for many years, and now is one of the top coaches in the United States. 2 times National Coach of the Year, which is phenomenal. Most people don't get a chance to do that once, but 2 times National Coach of the Year. His players at Monroe College have went on to play at professional leagues all over the world. So please welcome to the show. Where is Marcus? Did he disappear here?
I'm still here.
I can't see him. Where is he? Let's see. Marcus, I don't see you on this. There he is. There we go. Hold on.
There I am.
How are you, buddy?
Hey.
Technical issues. I thought you had went out the back door or something, you know?
Listen, no respect. I got my lead.
I wear these glasses more, you know? Hey, Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year. Thanks for having me.
Let me tell you something about Marcus. If his knowledge was whiskey, everybody would be intoxicated around the world right now. Celebrating this New Year. He's got so much of it. Marcus, we are good friends. We talk all the time. I know you've got a huge following on social media. Also, you do great stuff. I respect you as an innovator of the game. You've got an incredible mind. You're always thinking, trying to go down a different road and take soccer to a totally different level. I really appreciate you joining me on the show to celebrate the fans and followers that's here at Soccer Coach TV. Marcus, we have 250,000 followers now on Soccer Coach TV on the YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, all our social media platforms. And I just thought it'd be a great opportunity to acknowledge the people who follow us.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you having me on. It's been great. And some of your followers I recognize as some coaches who follow me as well, some really great people. And that's what makes this really interesting, right? Is we get to reach out and get to know coaches from all over the world. And without this, we would have never done that. And it's really great.
With that said, Marcus, we already got a bunch of coaches who have logged on watching the show right now. The last show we had 1,200 people watching the show live. You know, and went on and the accumulates thousands and thousands of views after that when it's archived. But throughout the show, this is going to be a little bit tight, this show, because of the constraint of the time. And normally I'd stop and acknowledge everybody who's commented. I want you guys to comment during the show. We can pull them up. If Nicole, can you pull one of those comments up there to give an example? There you go. We got Julio Cizia Serrana. Happy New Year, Sean Green. Julio, thank you for taking your time, which I know is special on a special day, to watch us, and we really appreciate that. So we're going to be, please comment to any of the coaches, any of the finalists here throughout the show, and we'll try and pull them up live as we do it. So Marcus, let me just tell you why Soccer Coach TV wanted to do a fan show. Okay, first of all, I'm a little uncomfortable about naming it fans, you know. But, you know, there's fans of soccer teams, there's fans of music. And the reality is I do have people who write to me and say, hey, I'm a huge fan of your videos, your drills, and stuff like this. Originally, it was going to be the Coach of the Year, but I have a lot of people who follow me who are not coaches. We got people who are in the soccer industry, like Andrew Muxworthy. He's a former coach, but now he's in a recruiting agency. I've got my sisters and brothers and all kinds of people who follow me. So we decided to stick with a fan of the year, and it just means a support of the year, somebody who's followed and encouraged me. Why that's been important to me is because I started Soccer Coach TV 12 years ago. It takes a lot of work, preparation for the practice, videotaping, editing, promoting, marketing it. And the people who are going to be on the show today have showed me so much encouragement throughout the work I've done online. Every time I put something out there, they're encouraging me to, and saying nice things and helping me along the way. And I've actually grown into relationships with the people who you'll see tonight. And that's when I started Soccer Coach TV. I did it because I wanted to push education in a certain direction. You take it to this kind of platform.
Sean, where do you see it going for 2021? What's your goal with it?
My goal is to get outside, to take the camera on the road and to travel around the world with Soccer Coach TV, to maybe go to places like to Africa. I know Puerto Rico, which we're planning right now with Tico to do something down in Puerto Rico, but to travel. I've been invited all over the world, India, Africa, you name it. And there's not many, Saudi Arabia. I'd love to take the show on the road, to show the cultures, to introduce the experience of the different coaches. That's where I want to go with Soccer Coach TV. So without further ado, let me introduce to you, Marcus, the 6 finalists, great finalists, great people. These are the 6 who we nominated to. Now, remember, this is out of an audience of 250,000. We narrowed it down to 6. And they all represent and reflect, we feel, the fan base in which we have at Soccer Coach TV. We got Paul Newsom, a Geordie lad from Fenham, United Kingdom, with PNF football coaching, specializes in one-on-one coaching. Very interesting guy, tremendous enthusiasm. We got Mark Dutton. Mark is with the Olympic Development Program in New Jersey, originally from England, but he does live in New Jersey right now and has some great experience working with handicapped children also. We're going to talk about that. Andrew Muxworthy, what an interesting guy he is. Changed the lives of hundreds and hundreds of student athletes. He is the founder, owner of Scholarship Connect out of Durham, United Kingdom. Again, that's up north also. And we have Brandon and Rachel Kidd. Brandon is the coach at Gulf Coast Texans. And Rachel is also a massive supporter of Soccer Coach TV. And I am also a massive supporter of the Kidd family and what they do. Great people. Tico Lopez, president at Rambla FC in Ponce, Puerto Rico. You won't meet a nicer guy, a more giving guy than Tico. He is very humble. It took a lot of work to get him on the show tonight, but I reassured him that it was going to be fun and he would enjoy it. And also, Elvis Gregory Sayce. Got that right this time. He's from London, Chigwell Football Club, dedicated, passionate coach, but he's an artist. He does a lot of different things, Elvis, not just soccer. Very creative guy. You're going to enjoy meeting with him. So, Marcus, the way it works is this. We've got 6 candidates for the Fan of the Year for Soccer Coach TV. That person will represent the whole fan base. And I try to pick somebody who would emulate or represent the followers of Soccer Coach TV. So we're going to spend 5 minutes with each coach and hear their story a little bit. And you're going to love them. They're great people, I promise you. So the first person.
I'm ready. I can't wait to meet everybody and see everyone's story.
Okay. Well, this guy's been stretching out for about half an hour now. We've seen him running up and down the sidelines. He's looking in good. Well, let me get the linesman attention to bring him onto the pitch. It's going to come on any minute, and he's on there. He's joining us. Paul Newsom, how are you, my friend?
I'm all right. How's you, gentlemen? You all right?
Good. Have you met Marcus before?
I haven't, no. I haven't met Marcus. Hello, Marcus.
He's a great guy. So, Marcus, you got to follow him online, too. He's a great guy. So let me just tell you a little bit about Paul. I've known Paul probably over a year now, I think, maybe a little bit longer than that. He's from my area. He's from Newcastle upon Tyne and around that area. So we have that in common. We become very good friends, started texting each other, and then it become, we video chat together. He's got a great family, and we become very close friends. And that's, Marcus, that's a great thing.
I'm getting jealous now.
This platform, how close you can get to friendships and learning about people online. Paul is a director, head coach at PNF Football Coaching Excellence. They do basically one-to-one coaching, Marcus. He's got 17 years of experience. He was also Tell us a little bit about you were former coach at Newcastle United.
Yeah, worked there for about 2 years of YTS, and then I've done a year part-time as well, where we did like ground tours, working with the development centres, within the feeder centres at the academy, and then we've done soccer camps as well, and then ground tours, so it's really good, and work with disability children as well, which is always good as well.
Paul, why one-on-one coaching? Why not stick with the general team coaching? What navigated you to one-on-one?
I think when you do one-to-one, you get to know the person more, the player, and then when you form a good relationship with them, especially with the confidence side, you see it more with the player. So it's nice to see them develop each session, if you like. So I really enjoy it, especially with the younger age groups as well.
Yeah, your son Lewis, I've seen him. He seems to have grown like 2 foot in like 6 months.
I wouldn't know where the heights come from, because I think he's the milkman, to be honest with you. He's getting taller and taller.
Is Lewis on your team?
Lewis now, I used to be his coach, but obviously with my job, I have a coach that coaches him. So it's nice because you can still have that dad and son relationship, if you know what I mean. So it's nice. I still get to watch him, but like I said, just because of business and job, I don't get to see as much as I would like. But he's 12 now, and he's in the right club.
Marcus, it's a different game one-on-one, eh?
Yeah, Paul, I was going to ask you, like in America, the one-on-one and supplemental training is just taken off. How is it over there in England? Is it gaining a lot of popularity? Because for me, it's very valuable. I see it as a thing of the future.
Yeah, it's getting very, very, very popular. So now, in the last 2 to 3 years, I would like to say, and there's loads of good coaches out there that perform the one-to-one, which is great. And especially where I'm from in the northeast, there is a lot of good coaches. And the nice thing is, we share the work out with each other as well, which is nice. So it's good that we look after each other up there as well.
Right.
How has the pandemic affected your one-on-one business?
It's affected it in some ways, because obviously we have this thing up in England where we have tiers, and we've just been put into tier 4 now. So it's one of them where we just have to work things around it. But at the end of the day, we've just got to make sure, first of all, it's safe, especially with the make sure it's safe. That's the main thing. But to be honest with you, the customers are absolutely spot on, and that if the customers are spot on, and that you 9 times out of 10 the children are the team as well.
Paul, what's the reason you got into coaching?
Left school when I was 16. Went to a college, Newcastle College. Met a lad called Darren Darwin, and then
I know
what happened
Darren.
was he had, you know, Darren. We did a course with Darren, and he said, I think that you should look to go into coaching. And 6 weeks holiday, I did 2 weeks with a lad called Barry Collins and Gary Ives, and the next thing, Newcastle United offers a YTS for 2 years apprenticeship. And where I'm from, it's literally on the doorstep, so it was ideal.
That's perfect. Hey, listen, next time you see Darren Darwin, tell him he owes me a round of beers, will you?
I will do. I will.
I haven't seen him. Listen,
He's a good lad.
Yeah, he is a great kid. Paul, what you're doing in the community is fantastic. I mean, even just yesterday, I was looking at your Facebook, and it must have took you an hour to set up your whole field for one-on-one. Marcus, he had ladders, you name it, everything. Literally, when I say an hour, I'm not exaggerating, but it's dedicated coaches like you, Paul, who set the trend out there, and particularly one-on-one coaching. I've watched the stuff that you do, and I've seen your videos, and it has such an impact on those young players. And for that reason, that you stuck out, and that's why I wanted you to be, you know, to have this moment on Soccer Coach TV, to put a spotlight on you for a second, because when I'm coaching and people watch my drills, the camera's on me. I want to turn that camera around, and I want people to see coaches like you and how great you are. Paul, I really appreciate our friendship, and I'm looking forward to the continuing on forever. Keep up the great work that you're doing in the community, my friend, and we'll all get through this pandemic together, and you're going to come out richer and smarter at the end of it. So thanks a lot, Paul. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. Just want to say thank you for letting me come on the show. Thanks to meet people like Brandon.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you. What a great guy, Marcus?
Great.
You know, I mean, that's when I see some of the one-on-ones, like my friend, you know, Dave Mark Williams, and those kind of people, man. It must take it out of you after a while. That's hard work.
Listen, the reality is during the virus,
yeah,
this is such an important outlet, the small group one-on-one training for the kids. Yeah. And, you know, it helps the coaches too. This has been a tough time. And, you know, my own son does one-on-one training and it helps. It helps.
Yeah. Hey, Jan Willem Feedberg there. Happy New Year. He's wishing all of us Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Jan. I'm not sure where you're from. Maybe Holland. I'm just guessing. You know, last show we had people from Italy, Germany, India on the show, Marcus.
Yeah.
The room got a little bit crowded there. So, hey, next up on the show, Mark G. Dutton. And let me tell you something. I'm not sure if he's happy with me, you know, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Let's bring him on. But Mark's a Liverpool fan. There you go, son.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened? Couldn't finish yesterday. Magpies, take a point.
Couldn't finish the dinner. You know what? I definitely see Newcastle as my second team. So happy Christmas. We gave you that point.
Yeah. I was expecting Brucey there to come up with some counter attack. It did last 60 seconds. Those games, Marcus, you know, when you have so much of the game and you're missing chances, it's almost inevitable that you're going to lose, isn't it? It's a free breakaway. How many times that happened to you, Coach?
Listen, if Salah had the armband, maybe they would have won.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotional difficulties going on between Salah and Mane, I think, and I feel sorry for Bobby. I feel like he's stuck in the middle of the two of them.
Mark, you've worked with the Olympic development players here in New Jersey. You've done so much. The Berna Soccer Club too, the travel club, director of coaching for kids 3 to 18. You started coaching through a special needs program. Can you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, I got injured as a youth player when I was in high school, and basically they sent me to a school, basically so I wouldn't play soccer through the summer because I would have been on the Arrowbrook with my friends. There's a soccer field behind my house. So I went into it that way, and I worked at a school for an entire summer and fell in love with teaching and working with special needs children. And that was the catalyst that rocketed me over to America, where I became a coach. I've been doing it for 25 years.
Is there an organization nationally in the US for special needs soccer? Do you know?
We work with Top Soccer. So it's an organization that is set up through the Soccer Federation, and basically they supply a curriculum and equipment for coaches that set up their own programs in youth soccer clubs like FC Berna, where I currently work.
Is soccer coaching harder than you thought it would be when you first started?
The first 6 months, I was just lucky. I worked with Garan Toos, who's a director of coaching at Cardiff, and worked with the Welsh Federation, and Dave Puerto at Manchester City, and they were my roommates, and they helped me plan sessions. I literally couldn't put cones down in a straight line. Like the first time you ever put your perimeter down of any type of box you're putting in, I couldn't get it right. I would literally spend an hour putting cones down.
You're not supposed to drink before you go coaching. You know?
I actually wasn't old enough to drink when I started coaching. So, yeah, that wasn't an issue. Drinking has never been an issue of mine in relation to coaching. So Marcus, coaching always came first.
Marcus, the first time that Mark came to America to coach, he was coaching at a camp in Washington, Connecticut, right? Summer camp. So he knows very little really about the United States at that time. He's a young kid. So they get a flight, and he flies in, and he gets a train to New York, and I think he's at Grand Central Station, and he goes up with his ticket to the booth, and he says, "Yeah, I need to get a ticket down to Washington D.C." And the woman looks at where his destination. She says, "Washington, Connecticut. That's not Washington D.C." He had no idea where he was going, man. He was coming.
Never heard of Connecticut in my entire life. Didn't even know what it was. I'm like, I'm going to Washington. He's like, no, you're going to Connecticut, honey. I was like, what?
A really interesting thing about Mark too that you can share with us. He actually trained a pretty famous American football player called Wei Koo, Young Wei Koo. He's a kicker for Atlanta Braves. Tell us about it.
Yeah, he's a kicker for the Falcons. Just sorry to correct you there. Yeah,
the Braves are baseball, right?
Young Wei Koo is the hottest commodity. Like, he's the hottest kicker in the NFL right now. He came to Ridgewood, where I was coaching for 20 years, and he didn't speak a word of English. And I basically pointed a few things out to him. I said, "You and he dribbled around 6 people and scored, and that was it. So I coached him for 6 years, and he went into he's the NFL he's starting kicker for the Atlanta Falcons right now. So he's a phenomenal athlete. He said he's just he could have went pro either way. He was destined to play. For me, he was the best soccer player that I've ever seen. Well, he's just naturally gifted.
You know where you messed up though, right?
I should have signed him as an agent. Yeah, I should have been his agent 100%. I know.
You didn't get the 10% signing on fee, son. You've been talking to the wrong people.
I've got a lot of regrets in youth soccer. That's a big one.
Mark, again, much respect to you, son. You're doing a great job. I love the work that you're doing, and I see the passion that you have. That short video that you put on Facebook where you went out in the snow and you made a small football pitch, I think maybe about 30 yards by 20 yards, put the goals up, even that little coach's area, and dug out an area for the kids to put the bags in. That passion is absolutely phenomenal, my friend. And that's why I wanted to acknowledge you as a coach here on Soccer Coach TV. Please give our regards to Shane Lynn and your sons, Cooper and Conway, on behalf of Soccer Coach TV, my friend.
Thank you very much. All right. Appreciate all your work, guys.
At the end here, okay?
All right.
Next up, we've got incredible guy, Andrew. I'm just going to take you off here. Let's have a look here. Andrew Muxworthy, how are you?
Good evening, Sean. Good evening, Marcus.
Good evening.
Marcus, I can't believe you've never done any business with Andrew. He's probably the top college recruiter for student athletes in the world, let alone England.
Sean, I think your introduction very humbling, and I think I was looking the other day. I've known you 15 years, believe it or not.
Wow, 15, unbelievable. That's incredible. Hey, Marcus, ask him for the 10% discount the next player you sign, okay?
Listen, I'm very familiar. I follow Andrew on social media, and he stands out to me from any other recruiter because of how much he knows and cares about his players. I've never seen a college recruiter care so much about his players, not only when he places them, after he places them, and then they go into work for him after. And this is all, Andrew, just me observing you from afar on social media. But I have so much respect for what you do. I think you're one of the top guys, and you don't see that from everybody.
And you've placed a lot of players here. A lot of kids have gone on pro. But let me tell you a little bit about Andrew. He started Scholarship Connect in 2011, but that's not where he really started his passion. He was doing it for 8 years before then, for free, Marcus, Wasn't getting a penny just because he wanted to help people, was involved in people's lives. He comes from a background of coaching at Chester-le Street in Northern England, and he took Chester-le Street one year right up to the last date, of the Youth FA Cup, which was phenomenal, was unheard of. He's had great success with players there, and obviously, he knows players. Did you know he was a recruiting scout for Sheffield United?
I did not.
Yeah, I know a lot about him. I've been doing my homework here, but he has introduced so many players here in the United States. Over 300 athletes have been placed at universities here in America. Not only that, many of them have went on to play professional soccer. We just had a player, I think, this year in the MLS.
Great.
And so another point which amazed me, Marcus, he's not just sat in an office somewhere in Durham, England, talking about America. Because some of these people who place, people haven't even been to the States, they don't even know the different environments. He's been to personally traveled to 150 campuses in America to see firsthand what their kids would be experiencing. Yes. Andrew, you're amazing, my friend. Why do you do what you do?
Well, it was, I don't know if you knew Sean Pendleton, but it was Sean that got me into this.
I do know Sean very well. Yeah.
In 2004. I think Sean on record is the 10th winningest coach in all NCAA soccer, and still holds first position for Division 2 soccer. He got me into it, asked me to do some scouting for him. He explained he couldn't pay me, which I understood. And I did a bit of work for him down at Lynn University in Boca Raton. And then basically just started to build up a network from there, Sean and Marcus, and it was I built that network mainly in Florida initially, and I just found that American coaches and people were just so friendly and so keen to give people a chance and to meet you and to want to work with you, to give you a go. And I know that it's what happens in America. American people give people a go and give them an opportunity. And I think I just grew it from there. I just wanted to really get involved because it gives the kids such life-changing opportunities. You know, we're only contributing to what they do. You know, we only contribute. They've had coaches before Scholarship Connect. They've got coaches in America. But I mean, if you can take somebody to the edge of the stage and then just say to them, you know, get on, perform. If they've got the character and the willingness and the drive to do that, they can go all the way because they're coming to America a little bit more mature. They get to work with very good coaches who teach them about responsibility, self-control, things like that. And then on the field, they've got that window of opportunity to develop, Sean. So that's what appealed to me, the opportunity to contribute, to help young people to change their lives. I mean, you gave me an introduction and it was very humbling, and you said that I'd change people's lives, but I don't look at it like that. I've played a part, and an important part, albeit, yeah, but a part to get them to the edge of the stage. And you guys then take over and do your stuff. And it's absolutely tremendous for us when you see people like Jack Gurr this year, who stepped up at Atlanta United into USL 1 with the Atlanta United 2. And then he finishes his season with most assists from his position on the field. And consequently gets a promotion into the first team, and on the 17th of December makes his first team debut in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm. You know, Andrew, I've recruited tons of players all over the world, probably because of my call, spent millions of dollars on scholarships from players all over the world.
Sure.
You don't realize when you're in it, the life change that you, my friend, and I think I said this to you yesterday when we talked privately. Every morning you wake up, you should look at yourself in the mirror, pat yourself in the back and say, hey, you've made a difference. And you truly have made a difference in people's lives. They may not acknowledge that now because they're young, but I will tell you, as they get older, not only have you changed those athletes, 300 lives, it's the people who they are destined to meet and destined to impact.
Sure.
They're going to have families which would never have had you not send them on that trajectory to somewhere. And so, listen, isn't that at the end of the day, the greatest gift we can have as people to change people's lives in a positive way?
I think so. I think there has to be an element of realism. The main thing is we try to recruit in such a way that we don't hold back when we're talking to players. So we try to be as honest as possible with them about what experience they're going to get. And with that, we hope that they're prepared for the fact that they have to focus on their academics and they've got to focus on graduating. And that has got to be the main aim. But I'm amazed at the number of kids that have just driven on. And the harder the games to play, the bigger they have to, the deeper they have to dig. And Marcus know that with these championship winning teams in recent seasons. And you just got to dig deeper, and it just builds a character. And I think it's something we don't have, believe it or not. We don't have it in the UK. We don't have any system that works like your system does. And when the kids get to 19 in our country, they have either got to be ready to step in, like Wayne Rooney, or they're done.
Yeah.
And they may go to a Northern League club, sit on the bench, within a couple of years be playing Sunday football, and then they're done.
Right.
And you guys give them the development time for an extra 3 or 4 years, which I think is incredibly valuable, and I think that makes a difference.
Andrew, you're a rock star, my friend. I tell you, thank you so much. You are Santa Claus, let me tell you. Hey, Mark.
Can I just wish Jake Cunningham a happy birthday? He's one of our clients from Ohio.
Hey, make sure you buy him a beer. About wishing me. Send him a 6-pack, will you?
Yeah, 20 today, Jake.
All the best, my friend. We're going to be catching up soon, Andrew. Thank you again. Okay. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Andrew.
Stay on the bench. We're going to have you back on. Hey, what a great guy, eh? Changing lives.
Top guy.
You know how important somebody like that is when you recruit.
Correct.
You know, absolutely phenomenal. Next up on the show, Marcus, let me tell you that they are two very special people, you know, absolutely incredible. We've got Rachel and Brandon Kidd on the show from Fairhope, Alabama. Do you know where Alabama is, Marcus?
Oh, I've been to Alabama. I won national championship on the women's side in Alabama.
I've only been to Alabama once. We played Alabama A&M or Alabama Textile, I think it was, something like that, down there years ago. It was a great time. You know, I've known Brendan and Rachel online for quite a bit now, you know, for well over a year. And again, this is one of these situations, Marcus, where, you know, you're putting your stuff out, people respond, it's like, you know, you feel like you're running around a track and there's two people, you know, clapping for you, encouraging you to get over that line. And their encouragement means more to me than anything else. In fact, I should have put the video on. I meant to, and I didn't. Last year when in the pandemic, me and Nicole, Rachel had wrote to me and said, you know, Brandon's a big fan of Soccer Coach TV. It's going to be his birthday. Can you give him a shout out? I says, do more than that. Me and Nicole went to the store. We bought a birthday cake. We had a party in my house, and we videotaped it for him with candles and everything. But it just shows that, you know, absolutely phenomenal. Let's bring him on the show right now. Here we go. Hey guys.
Hey Sean. Thanks for having us.
Eventually, Marcus? Do you know the kids?
No.
Oh, you're missing out, brother. You're missing out. I'm sure they're going to start following you. I'm telling you, and you should follow them because they're doing some great stuff. Let me tell you a little bit about. It really is teamwork between the two of them because, you know, and Rachel is a soccer fanatic and she's at all the games and she's supporting her husband, and it's just definitely teamwork. And like a lot of the guests today, though, it is a family affair. You know, you've got people like Elvis was on the show. His wife is driving the kids to and from practice all the time. You know, and I'm sure the other guys spouses are involved, or they get into coaching just like Brandon did because of his daughter. Did you know that Brandon was actually a basketball coach before he was a soccer coach?
Oh, that's awesome.
Brandon, listen, you started off, right? Because you look like a big center stopper to me who played for somebody like Watford or something. What do you think, Marcus?
Yeah, Wimbledon, Watford, one of those.
Yeah, big guy, you know, and get stuck in there. But you started off as a basketball coach. How the hell and why did you get into soccer coaching?
It was just one of those things where you had kids that you knew at that age, and they were like, hey, why don't you coach us? And I stepped in, enjoyed it. I loved coaching the kids. It's all about them first. So that's how that got started. But it was a fun experience, so that kind of led me into coaching after that.
So it was your daughter, really. She wanted to play soccer, right? And then, you know, obviously you can't turn them down. You're going to encourage them. But then you got roped into coaching because you were her coach, right?
Yes, sir. Started off at the grassroots level, coaching her. Then it kind of added on to assisting in the competitive level at the club. And then after that, it was just kind of taking off. It was from competitive to now coaching at the high school level. And
did you feel there was any kind of parallel between coaching basketball and soccer?
There's a little bit. I think it's that team atmosphere. I mean, you have individuals that have different skills, but then you have that team, and I think that's what it boils down to for me is it's that teamwork.
I think the common theme about people who have been involved or been around you and in terms of coaching is that, one, you make it fun. You know, you're a caring coach, and you're always striving to develop your knowledge of the game. You know, somebody who's out there. So obviously, you did such a great job when you coached your daughter, and you on her team, that people start to pay attention. The academy level started to pay attention of you as a coach, and they invited you into the academy level. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's how it got started. It was having so much fun with the grassroots level, and they kind of grew very fast. And using Soccer Coach TV to put that in there with those kids, I've grown as a coach, and the kids grew as players and a team. And it was an amazing experience. And they stepped up and asked for me to move to the next level. And after that, it was fun. I love coaching the kids, and that's what keeps me going every day is coaching those kids.
So you've just joined Gulf Coast Texans recently?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Have you had any practices yet with that team, or?
Not yet. We have tryouts coming up on the 9th, so that'll be my first official Gulf Coast Texans.
Well, I'll definitely be putting a bookmarker on that, and I'll be following that website and following you. And Rachel, how is soccer your number one sport? Did you play soccer in high school or middle school or what?
No, I sure didn't. I knew absolutely nothing about soccer. I was a softball player in high school and college level, and had a daughter and was hoping she would follow in those footsteps and didn't want to have anything to do with it. So soccer, here we go.
But I'm sure you're at practices watching the kids. I know when my kids grew up, I actually coached my kids when I was, and I told them flat out, and when I started coaching them, look, if you want to be a good soccer player, I can make you good very quick, but it's going to take work. If you just want to have fun and not bothered about that, fine. I'm not going to pressurize you because I'm a coach. I don't expect you to be, a professional soccer player. Marcus, you've got a son. Is he going to go pro?
Listen, I ask him every day at the end, like, did you have fun and do you want to do it again? If he says he doesn't want to do it again, he's not going to do it again. So, but here's the deal though. Like, we always have fun though. Like, it's always, I don't even speak to him about it when we're done with practice. He's young, so he goes and plays in the, in the rec games, and that's it. Have fun after the thing. I don't speak to him about the game. I just want to say that, hey, did you have a good time? And that's it.
Mm-hmm. Brendan and Rachel, I just want to thank you because, like I said at the beginning of the show, and I talked to Marcus about this last night, what I do on Soccer Coach TV is a lot of work. It really is. It's not just, a week's work or a month's work. I've been doing this for over 12 years now. And the support that you've given me and shown me, when I try to build an audience or try to do something, and that acknowledgement, it makes me feel like somebody is appreciating the work I'm doing as a coach, and it makes it worthwhile. And that's what I did. I wanted to help people, youth coaches at that level, to understand the game a little better, not copy me, but to maybe be inspired a little bit from what I do, and then take some ideas and make them their own. And I know Marcus feels the same way about what he does. And you've epitomized that. And not just that, again, you're another example of, I don't look at you as somebody who's a fan of Soccer Coach TV only, or a supporter, whatever you want to call it. I look at you as very dear friends, and I'm looking forward to the day that I come down to Alabama and we connect with you guys and have a few beers. And I know it'd be all the people that we're going to see tonight. I'd love us all to get together and just have some beers around the table. It would be fantastic because you're absolutely great people. Thanks for being on the show. I really appreciate it. You guys do an awesome job. And we'll see you again in a few minutes when we bring everybody together. Okay?
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus.
Bye-bye.
Wow. What a great couple, eh?
Incredible. That's great.
And how fun is Alabama? I don't really know that much, but
listen,
if they're from Alabama, it's got to be good, right?
Let me tell you, Sean, when I went to Alabama, I was coaching the men's and women's team at the same time. I took a 16-hour bus ride to Alabama. I made the women's final by 10 minutes, and we won the national championship on the women's side.
Yeah. Hey, look, I got Eddie Racinos is watching us. You know Eddie, right? He's You thought you're my best friend? No way. Eddie's my best friend. He's absolutely phenomenal. I love Eddie. You want to hear him? I tried to convince him to come on and play the guitar tonight, but I think he was.
No, that's for Elvis.
We'll have him on in the show. But Eddie Racinos, man, we played in college. He is, when I say brother, sometimes Marcus, he'd call people brother. Yeah. He is my brother. He's a closest friend. He's absolutely phenomenal. My sister's watching from England, Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. How you doing? And absolutely, she's my biggest fan. She should be fan of the year, but I can't pick a family member. That's not on. And my sister Jeanette's watching. A player from college is what we got. We're going to acknowledge some of these guys as we go along. Next up on the show, the Soccer Coach TV New Year's Eve special Fan of the Year edition. We've got Tico Lopez from Puerto Rico. Tico is very special to my heart, this guy. Hi, Tico.
Thanks. You're the same.
Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you good.
Marcus, say hi
Hear
to
you good.
Tico, what's going on, man?
Good. How are you? Very nice to meet you. I've
Great.
seen your videos done.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Good. Yeah.
Tico is out. He's from Puerto Rico, so maybe there's a little delay there with the audio, but you look great, Tico. You really do.
Thank you.
He is the president and coach at Rambla FC. I have over 100 soccer players there out in Ponce, Puerto Rico. He's an incredibly passionate, hungry guy about the game, Marcus. You know, he wants to learn all the time. Just recently did one of, I think did you do his C license recently?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah.
Working on it. In fact, they showed a video.
License, yeah.
Did they show a video of me on that course?
Yes, they did. They did. we actually discussed a video of you. If you were in the right position, if you were looking at the right place, if you're correctly all right, and yeah.
So
we analyze you.
I hope you passed.
So Marcus, this is a FIFA license course he's on. There's like, I don't know, how many coaches were in the room?
Close to 86 coaches.
86 coaches, and it put a video up of how to coach. It wasn't Pepe. It wasn't Jose
we
Marino.
got over here in Puerto Rico, we got coaches from Argentina, Colombia, all those places that they play soccer.
And they pull a video up of me coaching. Oh man, God bless them.
Yeah.
I'm going to charge. I'm going to build to FIFA. Hey, Tico, listen, great pictures. Yeah, I love this. Where was this tour? Where did you go to?
Okay, we went to Spain, right, to get some soccer experience on different clubs, you know, and we went to the Real Madrid club, and that other picture over there is from the Atletico, the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium, from the Athletic de Madrid.
Yeah.
And we got the picture in the middle is one of my young teams, long time ago. Yeah, those guys are old now. And yeah, we had a lot of fun in Spain.
Tico, I was supposed to come and coach in Puerto Rico for a week this year. Okay, early in March, I think it was. And the first trip, when I was coming down to work with your club, flights were booked, and then devastating earthquakes hit Ponce. That was the epicenter where you live.
Yeah, close by.
How did that impact your club? How did that impact your community?
Well, it's a very difficult thing, you know, when you're thinking about nature, it's nothing you can do about it. You have to live with it. We have hurricanes, we have earthquakes, now the pandemic. So actually make us stronger. And soccer is a way out of the reality in a way, you know, so it helps us out a lot over here. Facing all those, you know, nature.
Tico, I mean, it continued for a while, didn't it? How long did the earthquakes continue for?
Still going on. We still have aftershocks. And sometimes a couple of days ago, we have a 4.8 tremor. Everything's come out of the same big earthquake we had. So it keeps going for maybe a year or two.
Well, Tico, I told you before, I've been invited to a lot of different countries. You're number one on my list to come to. We've talked about it.
As soon as we're waiting for you, Sean.
Yeah, we're going to be down there this summer coaching there in Puerto Rico. And listen, my friend, you are a changer. The work you're doing with the club down there, Rambla, and providing, you know, the coaching and the enthusiasm and knowledge to those kids there in Ponce, especially it's an escape for them too. From first of all, not just there was a hurricane, then you had the earthquakes, now the pandemic, and more than ever in history, we need people with your heart and your passion to, you know, to distract them from all this stuff that's going on. And I'm a big fan of the work that you do. And again, Marcus, let me tell you, me and Tico, I consider him a very close friend, and we've never met in person, but it's on my list. We are going to meet one day, Tico.
Yeah. Sooner than later.
Oh, Tico, listen, thank you, my friend. Look at this, Marcus. You wish you had one of these. Puerto Rico national team jersey.
That is awesome.
And it fits. It really works out my muscles too, nice and tight. You know what I'm saying?
Rico, how is in Puerto Rico? Is it a sport that's growing rapidly?
Yes, it is. It's growing very, very fast. And, we're very much into baseball and basketball.
Yeah.
But soccer is about third or fourth sport. But it's growing. It's growing, and we have a lot of people going through a lot of soccer over here.
That's great.
Tico, my friend, we are going to see you back on a couple of minutes. We're going to pull you back on. We want to.
All right.
Schedule. We're going to go to our.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Tico, I love you, brother. I love you. Thank you.
Love you guys too.
All right. Thank you, my friend.
Happy New Year.
What a great guy. I can't wait to go to Puerto Rico. Honestly, I'm looking forward to that. Hey, I just got an important message. Elvis is in the building.
Yes.
Elvis Gregory says, he is here. This guy is amazing. And I'm bringing him on right now. I love this guy. Elvis, how are you, my friend? How's London?
Happy New Year to everybody around the world, all the coaches.
Elvis, we're going to have you back on the show sometime because I just think you're an absolutely fascinating, interesting guy. Not just in soccer, but into everything, mental wellness and music and poetry. I am a fan of your poetry. But listen, like some of these parents here who are on the show, you started actually coaching by accident with your son, Creek, correct?
It was Creek got diabetes type 2, and he was looking to do some football, got into football quite young, 2.5. And the chairman of a club called Rebbage United FC, took him on. And then what happened was he joined the team, did really well, but I saw a couple of kids not playing. So I helped him out a little bit. And then I made my own team, under 7s. And I took the team up to under 16s. And then they broke up because of GCSEs. But then I knew a coach at Chigwell FC.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, come along. And the team needed help. They was getting beat 23-0 or something like that. I helped them change it around. They started winning games 4-5-0. Then Mick, who runs the development group, got that up and running. So I helped out there, and then we've taken that on, and we've got 2 teams now: Spartans and the Trojans, and we've got development group. Plus, we got a new development team coming through. They're the best bunch of players I've ever met.
Elvis, let me interrupt you a second. On these pictures that we're seeing right now, okay?
Yeah.
That bottom right picture in the top, the kids with
Halloween party.
Halloween. I mean, that is how good is that, Marcus?
That's awesome.
Well, I do 2 parties a year. I do a Christmas one, and a New Year one, and a summer one. Sort of 3 parties a year. I love it.
I'm just gonna, while I remember, talk about Halloween. Look at this, Marcus.
Yeah,
Marcus. If you look to your right, is she out the movie The Ring or something? Or what kind of scary movie is that? Unbelievable. There you go. Good-looking soccer player.
Listen, you're embarrassing me now.
You got some guns there, huh?
Oh man.
Sean, that looked like the Liverpool team after the result last night. 3 points to the team.
Elvis, listen, again, you started, what I found interesting when I was reading your profile too is when you and Chris started out as you're a father, you wanted to coach a kid. And then once you were the coach, you approached him and said, look, I'm your coach now. You want to shake on it? I'm not. I'm not your dad. When I step on the field, I'm not your dad. I'm your coach. And you shook hands with him. You think he's 8 years of age. That was great. Great moment.
And the funny thing is, we said that moment, see if we can go to under 16s, be at the team for 10 years. And we did. Yeah. And I gave him a reward at the end of the 10 years as a celebration.
Elvis, Shannon has just dropped a note and I see it on the screen that his son has type 1 diabetes too. And health and happiness is so important for any type of diabetes.
Yeah, I've been to FA meetings and tried to really push about diabetes, and a sad thing is they don't really want to hear that side of things. Right. And I think diabetes is a big thing in football and in education. So
Elvis, obviously you're here on the show because we've got high regard for you, okay? You're doing a great job. I cherish our friendship. I
love one-to-ones as well.
I hope we continue it for years to
go.
Can I
just? I've got a poem for you. Yeah. Can I do a poem? Quick poem.
Absolutely.
Right. You ready? Right, this is called Sean Green Soccer TV. What does it mean to me? Camera, action, play. Focus, fun with exercises of the football kind. Words of wisdom, of experience, of time spent young and old. Led by Sean Green, the Newcastle Toon Man. Just listening to his tones of communication, seeing visually players perform and not ease off. Fun games of tag, pass and move. Team building and rondos. 1, 2, or 3 touches, plus perform a skill. Take a touch before you shoot. Calling players by first names. He knows them all. Asking how have they been, and advising us all the importance of personnel performance and not letting down the team and yourself. Built for us to learn, like and share year upon year upon year upon year. He keeps on creating with new and fresh ideas for me and you. Whether you are in Essex like me, Connecticut like Sean, India, Canada, and yes, Africa. He brings the continent of the world of grassroots coaches together as a family united in the beautiful game. So I will close this poem with a few more words to you from me, Sean. Keep up the great work. It inspires me and you, from all of us mere coaches who do this for love of help the next generation develop, improve and progress to become the best they can be. Simply thank you, Sean Green, Mr. Soccer TV. Sorry I rushed it, but
you're bringing a tear to my eye, brother. You really are.
You're a legend. Tune in.
Emotional. That was
That was awesome.
Thank you.
I was going to get in the Newcastle Brown Ale in tonight.
Thank you, Elvis.
Liverpool celebration.
Elvis, stay where you're at. We're going to bring everybody on the show right now, and
I should have bought my guitar.
That honestly, I've got tears in my eyes. I really do. So, Mark, where's your poem? Mark, you didn't bring a poem? You didn't get the email? That's bullshit. Paul, where's your poem, son?
Hey, we're top of the league. That's all I need to worry about. Hey, hold on. We're terrible and we're top of the league. Terrible. We got half a team missing and we're still top of the league.
I don't know. Brandon, no poem, nothing. That's bullshit. He's going to leave the building with a rock star finish right there. That's incredible. Guys, listen. I want to do this. We've got like 7 minutes before 12 o'clock, but I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. There's coaches like you all over the world. And I've got people who followed me in India, people who followed me in Africa, people who followed me on every continent. And when I see you, the work you're doing, my heroes are not Pepe, are not Jose Mourinho, are none of these people. My heroes are you, the ones who are making it in the community, making a difference. Rain, sun, snow, whatever it is, you do it because of the love of the game, not because you're getting paid millions of dollars. You are why I do what I do at Soccer Coach TV, and you epitomize the people who followed me. And on behalf of everybody who supports Soccer Coach TV, all 250,000 of them, I want to say thank you to every one of you. You keep on doing what you do. You don't know, but you're changing lives every single day. You're doing that. So with that said, we'd like to announce the 2020 Marcus. Only me and Marcus know this. Okay. Well, maybe not.
No.
Every one of you guys who are in as a finalists have been sent a T-shirt and a mug. If you haven't got it yet, you will get it in the next couple of days. England, they said it would take 3 weeks. So I sent it a couple of weeks ago. You'll get it in the mail. So the 2020 fans of the year is Brandon and Rachel Kidd. So congratulations. Give a big round of applause, guys.
Thank you so much.
Big round of applause. Thank you so much. And let me just make a couple of things. Obviously, this is a very hard decision, and we're acknowledging everybody. And the award could have easily went to any one of you, but Brandon and Rachel, I think, epitomizes the parents who are so involved in soccer, they're passionate about it, and not necessarily people from a game who've come from a game of soccer with a soccer family and everything. They've embraced the game, they've learned the game, and they enjoy the game. So I did send them. They're the only ones who knew it. I had to tell them in advance because we did send. So we would like you guys to, if you would, please unravel the award here. You have it in front of you. You haven't seen it yet, Rachel, yet?
I have not. No.
Did Brendan take a peek?
No, I did not take a peek. I was going to.
There you go. Can you read it out what it says?
Read it.
Presented to Brandon and Rachel, 2020 winners of the Soccer Coach TV Fan of the Year Award. Thank you all for your support. Thank you. We're so honored.
No, listen, thank you. What you do, again, epitomizes what the show's about. Marcus, you got some comments?
No, listen, this was, for me, Sean, I would just want to take this and say thank you personally so much. You've always been you've always spread this game in your knowledge. You've never held your knowledge to yourself. You've always brought people together. And all of us here are really thankful to have somebody like you in our lives and to bring everyone together. And I've always known that. I've known you for so long. And I regard you with, like, you know, you have these special gifts. And it's such a great thing to see you now bring this to 250,000 people.
Hey, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Listen, I know we all can't wait to say goodbye to 2020. And it's people like you who are going to change and make 2021 an absolutely spectacular year for us, no matter what is thrown at us. You're the type of people who inspire. You know, you're in charge of motivating, in charge of inspiring people. Don't stop what you're doing. More than now and ever, we've needed people like you in this world. Guys, my heart goes out to each and every one of you for your support and your encouragement. Marcus, I love you. We're just going to play a little video on the way out, guys. Happy New Year, and we wish everybody the best of luck from Soccer.
Nice to meet all you.
We'll see a couple of pictures of some of the teams. Just a very small fraction of the people who are friends or fans of Soccer Coach TV. Happy New Year, my friends. I'll be in touch with you.
Very best.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
Happy New Year.